Hi, I'm here today with Emily McGarvey, the Director of Sustainability for Room and Board. Room and Board just announced that you have become a B Corporation. Can you tell us what it is and why it's important?
B Corp certified company has gone through a rigorous certification process to really take a look at some high standards of verified social and environmental impact. It has public transparency, and there's also a legal accountability to balance profit and purpose. So it's really a business that's been looked at fairly thoroughly, and they're really using their business as a force for good. And so that's the process that Room and Board has gone through, and we are thrilled to have received our certification.
Can you tell me specifically about some of Room and Board's ESG initiatives and commitments?
So we have used materiality to figure out which is our top priorities and where we should spend our time and resources. And so our overall aspiration is to have a positive impact on society and the world. And then we organize the work that we do within better products, better for people, and better for the planet. And within that, we have different issue areas that are most material and most important to us. So from a product side of things, it's really come down to sustainable materials, chemicals, and then packaging. And then when we look at the people side of things, it's around our staff well-being. It's our commitment to American made and having 90% of our products made in America. And then on the operations side of things, we're really looking at clean transportation, waste, and renewable electricity. And so those kind of 9 priorities is what really guides our work, and really kind of just continuing to dig deeper and deeper on the issues that are most important.
I've been following your urban lumber initiative for a while. Can you talk a little bit more about that, please?
Yeah, it's a really exciting initiative. It's actually the U.S. Forest Service reached out to us in 2018, and they said, we've got this really interesting private-public partnership that we'd like you to be a part of in Baltimore. And in Baltimore, they were deconstructing homes and wanting to take the beautiful wood that was in those row homes and turn it into something. And so the Room and Board team, the designers and the team went out there and said, what can we do with this wood? It's beautiful yellow pine, first growth, like what can we turn this into? And so that has translated into the Urban Wood Projects kind of spreading from city to city over the last several years, where a new city has wood that's either coming down from trees that need to come down from the urban canopy for different reasons, or building deconstruction. And again, the designers go and kind of say, okay, what kind of wood do we have here? What does it look like? What can we translate that into? And traditionally, all this wood just goes into landfill. And so it's this beautiful solid wood, and what can we do with it? And so we have been working with Wood from the Hood and some other partners here in Minneapolis, and taking those ash trees and turning them into beautiful heirloom furniture. And so we have our Orland dining table that's transforming this ash into this beautiful table. And so we've been doing that in different cities around the country. So I think we're in Baltimore, Detroit, Minneapolis, and some areas in California as well. So it's been a really exciting project, because essentially we're setting up circular supply chains. And because we have 90% of our manufacturing happening in the US, we have the wood that needs to come down. We can divert it, bring it to local manufacturers, and then be able to sell it in our 22 showrooms across the country.
Now, I know that a lot of companies have set targets to reach carbon neutrality by 2030. Does Room and Board have such a target? And if so, can you talk about the highlights and where you are in that journey to carbon neutrality?
Absolutely. So we are looking to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions by 50% by 2030. And then we're also looking to get to 100% renewable electricity by 2030. So carbon neutrality is absolutely the ultimate goal. And what we've been looking at is where we have the most emissions and what we can do to divert those. So one thing is what we call our clean transportation effort. So we move heavy furniture around the country. And so how can we do that in the most effective way and get to electrifying our fleet? And so our delivery trucks that we have that goes to our customers' homes, we right now have some hybrid vehicles, but we're working on how can we fully electrify our fleet. And then from a renewable electricity standpoint, we just finished putting rooftop solar on our central office where I'm sitting right here today. So that was really exciting to see the solar panels go up. And then we're also buying green energy from our utilities. So we're at about 70 to 75% renewable electricity. And then we're exploring things like heat pumps in warmer climates and other things. So turning on the lights and moving furniture around the country is our biggest piece of that puzzle. At least when it comes to scope 1 and scope 2. And so that's where we're really digging in to help decarbonize.
Becoming a B Corp, has that enabled you to make decisions differently because of the governance structure?
I would say that the organization has always operated balancing profit and purpose, but the B Corp certification requires that you make a change to your governance. So we actually changed our articles of incorporation to say that we'll take into account all stakeholders, and not just profit, but we're thinking about staff and community and the environment and things like that. So it puts a fiduciary responsibility into our governance structure. And so what that really does is make sure that the mission and vision that we have had in the last 43 years will continue on into the future, regardless of who might be here today and who might be here in the future. So really solidifying that mission to help us continue to make great choices in the future.